Hey guys, welcome back to Down the Stretch. Today tips will be for Sunday, April 6, 2025. Not the most attractive program, you know. I don't think I'll be wagering on this program, but let's get into it. The first race, Nature Bred 3-year-old maiden, fillies, 10 starters. They go 7 furlongs. I'm boiling this down to 4. They are the 2, Cosme, the 3, Queen Latifah, the 8, Casa Living, and the 9, Miniola. Okay, the 2, Cosme. Big cardinals for Anthony Nunes. Nicely bred, sensational slam out of Cup OT. Looks active at the exercise, nothing too flashy. Interesting to see how she looks. Cup OT offsprings usually have a little size on them, so want to see a good run from this Cosme. The 3, Queen Latifah. TJ Soko claiming 4 kilos here for Greg Fennell. Second and last 2 starts. Over the straight 5 was second to Linguist, and came back at the 4 furlong straight was second to Big Buzz. So stretched out now, and does have some pace, although she's not bred to really pass 6 furlongs. But interesting to see how she handles it. Maybe she gets that lead. She has worked well with Anna Prince since her last start, so interesting run expected. The 8, Casa Living, Ryan Lewis for Greg Fennell as well. Second and last 3 starts, was second by 3/4 lengths to Mark My Identity at this distance. When coming at the furlong pool 5 lengths clear, was second by 7 1/4 lengths to Prince Roy at 6.5 furlongs, and then was second by 2.5 lengths to Perfect Affair at 6 furlongs. Back to 7 furlongs now. Will Casa Living be able to get the lead? I don't know. I think there's some other speedier horses in the race that might outsprint him early, but we'll try to go the pace. But if he does manage to get the lead early and relax, possibly going to be the horse to beat. And the horse I like in the race, the 9, Miniola. Robert Halladine for Jason DaCosta. Last time out, off a freshening, finished 6 by 11 lengths with Siobhan Townsend in the saddle to Perfect Affair and Casa Living. Didn't raise a gallop in that race, and I know this horse is potentially a lot better than that and a lot speedier. Was on a snug rack for most of the race. This well-bred daughter of Casual Trick out of Sweet Trail, bred for distance of ground on the dam side. So this Miniola I think is much better than she's running. Last word coming to this race was with Summer Palace, who recently won on debut. This Miniola has showed speed at 5.5 in the race with Stormbringer when she was chasing Stormbringer early. So after that, I think Miniola possibly can be right in contention from the gates open, and I'm expecting a much better run from Miniola, who's the horse I like in the race. The second race, 3 years and up, claiming 1 million to 800,000. Small field of 6, they go 6.5 furlongs. Boiling this down to 3 horses. They are the 3, Nakamura, the 4, She's My Hedge Fund, and the 6, Rejected Raja. Okay. Nakamura. Richie Shakes claiming 4 kilo here for Eric Burke. Last time out at 6 furlongs was 4th by 4.5 lengths to Power Ranking at a million claimer, coming from off the pace. If this one gets a nice pace in front of him, should be coming home strong once again. The 4, She's My Hedge Fund, win on last for 5-year-old non-winners of 4. So at this level, should fit in here. Beat Final Load at 7 furlongs and last, gets 6.5 furlongs now on the shorter side, but shouldn't be a problem to She's My Hedge Fund, claiming 3 kilos for Anthony Allen, and expecting another good run from She's My Hedge Fund. And the horse I think they have to beat is going to be the 6, Rejected Raja, Omar Walker for Michael Caine Jr. Last time out at 5 furlongs straight at this level was 7 by 8.5 lengths to KP Choice. But if you look back on the 28th of September, going 5 furlongs round, an easy winner at a million claimer at September. So this million claimer in September would be roughly 1.5 million now. And that was a 6 3/4 length win over KP Choice and Power Ranking. Looks to be the controlling speed of this event, and I think definitely the horse are going to have to catch and beat. The third race, 3 years and up, optional claimer 350,000, 250,000, and 6 years and up, non-reserve 3. 8 starters, they go 8 furlong, and I'm boiling this race down to 4. They are the 2, So Magnificent, the 5, Last Dance, the 6, Lion of Icati, and the 8, Drone Strike. Okay. So Magnificent, Eric Horton claiming 4 kilo for Linton Calder. Last time out was 5th by 13 lengths, but if you watch my horses to watch show, that horse broke really slow, came out, hesitated, was left way behind the field, managed to pass other horses to finish 5th by 13 lengths. Back on February, 7.5 furlongs, was also way off the pace and managed to finish second to Zion Princess. If this So Magnificent just comes out of those gates and decide to race, this horse could win on a trot. But that's a big if. Tends to break slow every time it runs, but definitely can't leave him out of the exotics. Her out of the exotics. The 5, Last Dance. TJ Sukul came in 4 kilos for Michael Marlowe. Third by a half a length on last. I tipped this one to win on last, but ran up into a speedy King Air. Might be the controlling speed of this event, coming in light once again. And if allowed to relax out on that lead, I think Last Dance could pull this off. The 6, Lion of Icati, Ryan Lewis for Norman Smith. Second by a length and a quarter, Last Zion's Princess at 7 furlongs. Also one that tends to be slow at the start, but naturally is just doesn't have a lot of pace, but does have a good stretch finish. Is a sustainer, so if the horses get tired in the stretch, Lion of Icati is probably one of the horses that will be staying on at one pace and pick up a piece of the action. And the horse, I think they're going to have to beat Drone Strike, Omar Walker for Adrian Prince, 4th by 5 and 3/4 lengths, and Last Design Princess, Lion of Icati, and Last Dance. Possibly the most consistent horse in the event, and when he comes ready and fit, is a tough nut to crack at this level. So one race down to those 4. The 4th race, Nature Bred 3-year-old maiden, 8 starters, they go 5 furlongs round. Going down to 4. There are the 2, Giant Vigorous, the 4, Money Mission, the 5, Pretty Perfect, and the 6, Star Quest. Okay. The 2, Giant Vigorous. Eric Horton, claiming 4 kilos for Rowan Matty. Last time out, 4 furlongs straight, third by 6.5 lengths to Big Buzz. So that was a good run. Before that was second by 9 lengths to I Have a Dream. In the pace early for most of the way. Coming in light, I think this Giant Vigorous has the pace to sit with this field and be a factor throughout. The 4, Money Mission, Radish Robot for Oral Hayden. This horse has 4 starts, hasn't been anywhere near the winning post in all 4, but did show speed on the last for possibly the first 3 furlongs against Summer Palace, who was a very useful horse. And if he could keep speed without this well-bred daughter of Casual Trick out of Daisy Duke by Blue Pepsi Lodge, who is bred for speed, should put in a better run here. The 5, Pretty Perfect, Sensational Slam by Black Bombshell out of Northern Giant, interestingly bred filly. Shane Ellis has a ride here for Gary Sobrati. Nothing too flashy at exercise, but is working consistently, and I'm expecting a good run from this Pretty Perfect. And the 6, the horse I like in the race, Star Quest, Robert Hallin for Jason DaCosta. On debut, wasn't the best away at the start and stayed on to finish 4th by 7 lengths to Big Buzz, Queen Latifah, and Giant Vigorous over the 4 furlong straight. Gets LASIK now for the first time, working well. Worked with stablemate Social Aviator recently and worked 109 and 1 by a minute and 3. And that's the horse I like in the event. So those are the 4 I'm working with. The 5th race, Nature Bred 5 wheels and up, none of 3, and imported 5 wheels and up, none of 2. A nice field of 12, quick dash 5.5 furlongs, boiling this down to 4. They are the 6, Miss Linton, the 7, Kismet, the 9, Aria's Reign, and the 10, Princess Akela. Okay, the 6, Miss Linton, Richard Henry claiming 3 kilos for Robert French. Last time out, finished 8th by 9 lengths at 7 furlongs, stretched way out of the distance, but was the leader all the way until the top of the lane in that event, setting good splits. So coming back here now, shortening trip, has some pace. Miss Linton, I'm giving a shot in here to give a good run. The 7, Kismet. Demar Williams claiming 4 kilo here for Stephen Todd, third by 3.5 lengths, and last to Princess Rhea in a quick dash, coming from off the pace. Seems to be getting her act together, but tends to break slowly in most of her races. From a clean start here, I think Kismet can fight this out. The 9, Aria's Reign, stable companion of Kismet, Emilia McLean, claiming 4 kilos here for Stephen Todd, coming in extremely light. Definitely one of the speedier horses in the race. Gets a freshening since the 26th of January when finishing 13 by 15 lengths to Equinox. Before that was 12 by 30 lengths to Manny Slam. So something obviously went a little awry there with Aria's Reign. But if you notice, back in November at 5.5 furlongs was third by 2.25 lengths to Here Comes Doc and Princess Aquila. Coming fresh and a reproduction of that run and flashing her speed, I think this Aria's Reign has a grand shot of fighting it out. And the 10, Princess Aquila, Ryan Lewis for Anthony Nunes, third and last by 6.5 lengths to Ridgeliner as the 2-1 favorite. And now comes here morning line saying 15-1. There might be a lot of speed in this race, and Princess Aquila would relish to have speed in front of her to chase going around the bends, and that's my outsider to watch in this event, especially like how Ryan Lewis now has the ride. I like Princess Aquila at this odds. The sixth race, native bred 5-year-olds and up maiden, 11 starters, they go 4 furlongs straight. This is basically the bottom of the barrel. Going to boil this race down to 4. They are the 1, Lady Katgara, the 3, Last Hurrah, the 5, Empress in the Breeze, and the 6, Run Georgia Run. Okay, the 1, Lady Katgara, Paul Francis for Rowan Matty, third by 2 lengths and last in that medal award race. Showed pace up to the final furlong before being outkicked. And at this level and the shorter trip, definitely have to give Lady Katgara a shot here, even though drawn post 1. The 3, Last Hurrah, Anthony Allen for Byron Davis. Allen claiming 3 kilos, third by 2.5 lengths last time out to double the cash, and she who has known him at 6 furlongs should be better suited to the 4 furlong straight event, and I think she might have a shot in this event. The 5, Empress in the Breeze, possibly the most consistent horse in the lineup, should have left this class already. Demar Williams claiming 4 kilos here for Edward Stanberry, and can't leave out Empress in the Breeze. And the 6, Run Georgia Run, Shaheem Gordon claiming 4 kilos for Edward Walker, fourth by 15 lengths and last in that medal award race, but was the leader early and was very prominent up to the final furlong. Over the 4 straight, last time there was 7th by 5.25 lengths to Yulu Cookie and Empress in the Breeze, and was prominent in that race as well. Better for that recent run and over the straight and coming in extremely light. I think this Run Georgia one is going to put in a good run. And the 2 outsiders to note or be aware of is the 2, the Real Identity. Everett Clune came in 4 kilos for Fitznahu Williams. This is a very well bred horse, although making debut at 5, so obviously has a problem. Burn Identity out and Miss Feisty by Tack Rob. But I like the work coming into this race. 4 furlongs straight in 52. At this level, pretty good strut, 3 furlongs in 40, 2 mornings, so that's a very good strut workout for a 5-year-old. And the stablemate of that horse, the number 11, the Hot Dancer, Richie Shakes claiming 4 kilos here for Fitznahu Williams, also a decently bred horse, with a while it's out of Street Dancer, who was a very speedy mare, and by Seeking the Glory. This horse now, this is an impressive work to me. Strut 4 furlongs straight in 52. That is very, very impressive to me. So I just won't leave these horses out, especially in a race of this nature. If you're going to buy pick 6 and you find 2 bankers, try to use as much horse as possible. The 7th race, Nature Bred 4-year-old and up maiden, 7 starters, 5 furlongs round. Another one of those cheap kind of races. The 4 I think with a chance are the 3, Noble Monarch, the 5, Girly the Butcher, the 6, Noble Sovereign, and the 7, Lucky Papa. Okay, Noble Monarch, 2 starts, was 6th on debut after being 2nd for most of the way, and then finishing 6th to Hail the Queen. Came back after that over the straight and was 6 by 12 lengths to Bomb Night. So 2 runs behind, busy at exercise. Roman Napier claiming 2 kilos for Donovan Clark. Expecting a good run from this Noble Sovereign against these. The 5, Girly the Butcher, Richie Shakes claiming 4 kilos for Honor Rambali Jr. 5th by 8 and 3/4 lengths in that same race with Hail the Queen, who was prominent for most of the way. Is one of those that does show some speed, and in a race like this, speed matters. Plus, coming in light, Gwenny the Butcher is in with a good shot. The 6, Noble Sovereign, Shane Ellis for Donovan Clark, can top weight 126 pounds, 6 by 12 lengths and last to Solace. showed speed in that event. Before that was third by 11 lengths to Monster Vigorous. Depending on how the pace sets up, could be the horse finishing the strongest in the stretch. And the 7, Lucky Papa, Richard Henry, claiming 3 kilos for Courtney Williams, a horse that I thought would have left this class already. Third and last at 5 furlongs, round by 6 lengths to Hail the Queen. Before that was fourth by 4 3/4 lengths to Big Pop. Has some pace, should definitely be in the thick of things throughout. The 8th race, native bred 4 years and up, numbers of 2 and imported 4 years and up maiden. 9 starters, they go 7.5 furlongs. One this down to 4. There's the 3, Have a Joy, the 4, Seaplane, the 6, the General, and the 7, Bushfire. Okay, Have a Joy, Eric Horton claiming 4 kilos here for Adrian Prince, coming in pretty light. Last time out 9 by 18 lengths to Blood Moon at 6 furlongs. Before that was 11 by 31 lengths. So lackluster performance since coming to this class. But in a race of this nature, where there is limited speed, this Have a Joy could set off in front and prove an elusive target. The 4, Seaplane, Shalrick Budai for Gordon Lewis. 6 by 6 3/4 lengths and last at 7 furlongs, was coming from way off the pace. This time around, I think might be a lot closer to the pace, and if coming with his usual late burst, could be challenging in the final furlong. The 6, General, a horse that was expected to have left this class already. The most consistent horse in the race, but always find one in front of him. Last time out at 7 furlongs was fourth by 4.5 lengths to Happy Force. Comes back here, Radish Roman once again has a ride for Gary Sobrati, and looks like the horse they're going to have to beat. And the 7, Bushfire, Tevin Foster for Anthony Smith, came off a long rest and last to finish 7 by 7 lengths to Happy Force, so that wasn't a bad road coming off the break. Working well coming into this. Has shown speed in the past, and if deciding to do that on this occasion, could fight it out. The blinkers are off and the visor are now on. The 9th and final, the Linval McFarlane Trophy, named after Linval Pickens McFarlane, long-time assistant trainer over Wayne DaCosta, now at Jason DaCosta. That's the first man that taught me how to saddle a horse. So big up there to Linval McFarlane, aka Pickens. This is for 3-year-olds and up, overnight allowance. 12 starters, they go 5 furlongs straight. Ultra competitive race. And I think I'm going to boil this down to 5. They are the 1, Banadora, the 8, Bulletproof Coffee, the 9, She's That Girl, the 11, Money Market, and the 12, Chocomo. Okay, Banadora. Radish Roman for Jason DaCosta. I'm going to throw the last race out, 12 by 28 lengths to Wall Street Trader, who is our top class runner. Before that, at 5.5, was second by 2 1/4 lengths to Inspire Force, coming from Out of the Clouds, and has gone on to Grade 1 to run 2 good races. Definitely has speed, and even from the 1 draw here, working very well. I'm going to give Banadora a good shot at a good price. The 8, the very speedy Bulletproof Coffee, Jerome Ennis for Owen Sharp. Looking for a hat trick of wins here, stepping up in class. Last time out, winner by 8.5 lengths over the straight 5 course in a smart 58. Before that was a winner by 11 lengths in 59, beating Equinox in non-winners of 3. So even though stepping up in class, does possess a lot of early speed and has the potential to continue on winning ways. So she's definitely going to be squeezed in here with a shot. The 9, She's That Girl, Tevin Foster for Stephen Todd. Winner and last at 5.5 furlongs against 3-year-olds in non-winners of 4, so steps up in class here. Another one that has a lot of speed. She's been freshened up for this, working very well coming into this race. And this She's That Girl should be right in the thick of things throughout. The 11, Money Market, Paul Francis for Gary Sobrati. 5th by 15 lengths and last 2 top class pack plays in a Grade 1 event. Before that was 5th by 3 3/4 lengths to Speedball Bootylicious in Grade 1. Desert of Malibu was second year, and Money Market was very prominent for most of the way. Got a little rest, comes back here, busy at exercise, and even from the head of the scales with 126 pounds, does represent somewhat of a class horse in this event. So be very careful of this Money Market. And the 12, Chocomo, Robert Hallidine for Jason DaCosta. Good second and last at 21 to 1 to Legacy Isle at this level. Before that, throw that race out, 11 by 65 lengths against Mamma Mia. That was coming off a very long rest. Better for the run on last 5 furlongs straight. Does have a win. The last 2 wins this horse has was over the straight back in July the 27th. At overnight, non-winners of 1 was a winner by a length over Digital One, who has now gone on to win 3 consecutive cup races and 2 in grade 1. And before that, on the 1st of June, was a winner over the straight by a length and 3/4 over Commander Z. So this Chocomo drawn perfectly on the outside and got that freshening run behind him. Definitely one to watch in this event. If a Superfecta and High Five gamblers, 2 outsiders to note. The 3, Divine Force, conditioned by the Maestro, Philip Fiani. Eric Harton claiming 4 kilos here. Would prefer a lot more ground, but this is a galloping course, 5 furlongs straight, so horses come out and go full tilt from the gates open. So if the front runners decide to tie up in the stretch, in the final part of the stretch, I think Divine Force might be one of those staying on best. And the 6, Joy's Golden, Richie Shakes claiming 4 kilos for Patrick Link, coming in extremely light, has some speed, has been in this class for a long time, is fit, trotting, cantering at the exercise track, and one of those outsiders that could squeeze into the exotics. Okay, guys, that's it for this Sunday program. Not my favorite program, but 1 and 2 races there looks tempting. So I hope you all have some luck. And as always, stay safe.